Welcome to the United Constitutional Patriots Radio Show with your host, Johnny. Today we'll be talking about the New Mexico border as well as issues within our own country. I will now turn the mic over to Johnny. So here's Johnny.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the United Constitutional Patriots Radio. We have some situations that we're going to discuss tonight that people aren't hearing about. Some situations that are happening across the country. And I do have some good news about the border. But first, like I said, I want to welcome everybody, all of our guests, our friends who's normally here, plus our new ones. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate because they will relay them to me. Just type them in and they'll relay them to me. And I will help the best I can. If I don't have answers, one of my teammates will, and we will hopefully be able to satisfy whatever you need to know. On the New Mexico border, they have started building the wall. Still no military down there, but Trump has made it a priority and is starting the wall in New Mexico from where it was left off in January. And hopefully we will get it up. But this still puts the situation because now I got word from Troy, our boots on the ground. He will probably be on Friday night show from Mexico. And what he told me is not good. Now the federales have turned on the people of Mexico. Now, the way he put it is they're shooting, raping, you name it, they're doing it down there to the people, the citizens of Mexico. And I don't know like I said, he will explain the whole deal Friday on our Friday show. So I don't think you want to miss on that. He is our boots on the ground. He is part of our Patriot group that is in Mexico. And he's wanting to get with me and my staff and my border commanders because they want to know what they can do as well in there to try to stop this. Now I guess the caravans are coming in. Now, more than by the thousands and thousands, they're just letting them come in, which they're headed for the New Mexico border. And because of this, the people we do have on the border and people we have that we're getting ready to send down to the border, we don't have enough. You know, here's what it amounts to. If we don't stop them at our border, which is the only open border, it won't take them long to walk through us if we don't have people on the border. And some good men are going to die. That's cold hard facts. It's not exaggeration. It's not BS. It's a fact. Some good men are going to die because they will die to stop these people. We're not down there to fight a war. We're down there to keep them coming in our country so we don't have a war in our own country. The fighting will take place in your own homes, your own yards, your backyards, your neighbors. If we don't stop these people, they're MS-13. They're soldiers that have been hired out of country to come here and try to take over our country. They want to make it a third world country, folks. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to open your eyes to what is really happening. I have asked on the air for 5 months, as we've seen it coming, for boots on the ground, people to come and help, people to make donations, people to help with supplies, to take care of the men that are down there willing to give their life, again, on the border. They're patriots. They've already been to war. Now they're here knowing what's going to go on. You know, I'm really shocked and amazed at how many people I have talked to that have no clue of what's even going on the border down here because they're not told anything. The news media is not covering it. Now, I will say that I am proud of the fact and happy that when we were on the border now, the fact that what is going on the border. Our video that we did live on the border has gone viral worldwide, and it's waking people up. But it's not just right there in that one spot. It's also at Antelope Wells, where we have the ranchers screaming for help. But we can't get them help because we don't have the manpower. They're screaming for boots on the ground there for help at Columbus, all the way across that whole area. Where are the patriots that said when it was time to go, they would be there? If this isn't the time to go, folks, there's a whole lot of trouble going on. Because this is the time when you have to be here where we do need you, because you know what? If you wait any longer, you're going to be fighting in your own backyard, trying to save your own kids, trying to save your own family. If that's what you want, folks, you're going to have to make your bed, you're going to have to lay in it, because we can only do so much to protect you if we don't have the backing of the American people, of the veterans, of the patriots that claim to be patriots, that sat behind the computers sending messages, hey, we got your back, buddy. We'll be there for you. Well, I don't know where the hell they're at. My phone number is 505-334-2492. If you want to call us, you want to be a part of us, you want to help on the border, we need you now. I got a call from one of our forces out of Alabama today. He said it'd be 2 weeks before they could even do anything, if they can do anything. We don't have 2 weeks. This is happening. They're coming across the border. They're bringing kids across the border that they're using for sex slaves. They're bringing the drugs across the border. They're bringing people from other countries across the borders that are soldiers. Some of them armed, some of them aren't. But they're coming across in jungle fatigues. They're coming across in BDUs that are for soldiers, not for the normal American people. They have weapons from China. This is what they're bringing, along with, like I said, a lot of diseases. You know, it's crying shame when true patriots that have your safety, your family's safety in mind and in heart, we can't even get support of it. We need financial help as well. This money goes to help them on the border. It doesn't go into our pocket. It goes to their supplies. They call around, we'll start running out of something, we resupply them, and we get the supplies to them immediately. This is what we do. I'm disgusted because people aren't listening. They think this is a joke. They think this is a farce. Well, when you're watching your families get murdered, then maybe that'll wake you up, but then it's going to be too late. And I'm not trying to sound mean. I'm not trying to sound in any way disrespectful. I'm telling you the facts of what's going on. If you want to donate, you can donate to the United Constitutional Patriots Facebook page. We have you can Google it. All you got to do is go on PayPal and you can donate. I don't care if it's $1. We need help down there. The men need help down there. They need supplies. They're not staying in motels. They're not eating in restaurants. They're not having beer drinking cookouts. They're not allowed to drink when they're down there. Don't allow no drugs down there. We are down there for one thing: defense of our country. We're working with Border Patrol. They are working with us 100% now. Look at the video that we did while we were down there at the human wall. You will see, you will hear the conversations of me that I had with Border Patrol, telling us, we want you here, we need you here, and we're willing to back you 100%. This is what's going on. You know, I can tell you all day long what's going on. But if you don't want to believe it, or you just want to turn your head and say, oh, well, we don't have that problem here, then you got a problem, because that problem is going to be there right in your backyard, no matter where you are from coast to coast, because this is where they're coming through. And they're planning on running the border fast. They're planning on rushing us. We have word from the inside of Mexico. This is what they're planning. Trump cannot get that wall up. in time to stop them. You know, think about that. You know, you may not think it's going to affect you, but it's going to do more than affect you. If it's not you and your family, it's going to be other families that you know they're going to find murdered. That's what they're here for. They're not here to be friends. They're carrying their flags, burning the American flag, cussing the Americans. Coming here. This is an invasion, folks. We are in a war. We're at war within our own country for the first time. And I'm not talking about the Civil War, and I'm not talking about any of the things from past history. I'm talking about this is going to be the bloodiest war ever fought if we don't stop them. You folks better listen. We try to give you true news, everything, facts, everything that's going on. You know, and I appreciate each and every one of our listeners that are here every week, and the new ones that come on. The phone calls I get during the week saying, hey, I was told about your show. How do I find it? People that are pushing the word out there of what we're trying to do. We're not the only patriot group in the country, and I know that. But we're the only ones on the border in New Mexico. And in the border of New Mexico is where you're needed. They've got the patriots. They've got the military in every state except for New Mexico. Our governor has already come right out and said that we have no say-so in this state. I'm very proud of Shane Ferrari, our sheriff here in San Juan County. He met yesterday, and they took a vote for a sanctuary county, Second Amendment county, where you can come to if they're trying to take your Second Amendment away from you. We're working hand in hand with the sheriff's departments that have voted to have sanctuary Second Amendment counties. We're not going to let them come in and just walk on us. We're going to fight for what's right. We're going to fight for the Constitution. And with or without you, we're going to still fight for you because you're Americans. And that's what patriots do. Whether you support us or not, we're going to be there because we have to be. Because we're Americans. We took an oath, and almost all of us took an oath. Even the ladies and gentlemen that are coming in, never been in the military, they take the oath, the same oath we took when we were in the military. They're sworn in as members of the United Constitutional Patriots, and they swear to protect our Constitution, not just the First Amendment, but also the very last amendment. This is what we're about. Protecting your Bill of Rights, protecting you, protecting your lives, protecting your loved ones. You know, I've been doing this a lot of years. The last 7-8 years, we've been down in hurricanes, tornadoes, wherever there's disaster. We're the first boots on the ground. We're not paid to be there. But we go there to make sure that the people have protection. People are safe. People have warm food. People have medicine. And we search and rescue boats to go out and search and rescue. We've got 3 boats now that we're going to be using when the hurricanes start coming in. This is to protect the people that are in a situation where their lives are in danger. We are a humanitarian group. We are registered through the federal government as well as the San Juan County. It's all you got to do is look it up. United Constitutional Patriots, San Juan County. And you can get it. We have a good reputation. We do what we say we're going to do. And we've told you we're going to be on the border down there. And there's men on the border now, and we're going to have more men there very shortly. We have a team getting ready to head out. But we train them first before they go so they know what they're up against, and they're not just going to walk into something not knowing what it is. We also vet them. You know, I don't care if you have a record of BS stuff on it. That don't mean anything. It's the murder rate, stuff like that we will not accept because you can't have weapons. And we will not expose society to that type of a situation if we're down there. We need to know that the people that are down there can be trusted. They're not going to start anything, but yet we'll defend our country. Our job isn't to fight down there, but it's turned into shooting battles down there. We had a man killed a month ago. They just had 25 people killed over on the Texas side. This is what the news is not telling you. And what they're trying to say is there is no border crisis. Anybody that believes that has to have their head in the sand. This is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. We need your help. The United States needs your help. And also the state of New Mexico needs your help. We stand for America. We stand for the flag. We kneel for God. And that's exactly how we're going to always be. We're here for you. And you be here for us, whether it's supporting us or however you want to do it. If you want to send us things like camping gear, whatever you're going to use for your camping, to help these men that need this type of equipment, you can send everything from dry goods to camping gear to sleeping bags to blankets, medical kits, whatever. This is what you can send. And you can send it to John Horton or Mark Cheney at Post Office Box 1334, Florida Vista, New Mexico, 87415. Send it to the United Constitutional Patriots, P.O. Box 1334, Florida Vista, New Mexico. And we will get it, and we will get the stuff to the men. If you want to be boots on the ground, if you want to do your part, even if we need people with medical background, you know, people get hurt, people get wounded, it's needed. If you have medical background, you want to help. If you want to be boots on the ground, that's all you got to do is call me at 505-334-2492. If you have questions about weapons, it's an open carry state. It is you can carry weapons down the street here and never be stopped. Question about nothing. On the border, they welcome you. They know what we are there for. We're there to back them, but also to, like the head of the Border Patrol told me right in that video, you can hear him. We got your back, you got ours. This is working together for the first time because they know what's coming. If you want to make a donation, please make it to the United Constitutional Patriot page, Facebook. Google it. It's easy to find. And there's a PayPal on there. You can make a donation that way. I don't know what else I can say, folks. I've told it the way it is. I haven't exaggerated. If we don't get your help, some good men are going to die in that border. I should say more good men, because like I said, we've already lost one of our own. We got David down on the border, and we have others that are with him. They're watching that border. They're keeping an eye on things. We have our patriots nationwide, and they all are involved in things of protecting the community as well. I'm not saying that leave and don't protect your community. But you got the law enforcement there that can do it. We don't have the law enforcement down here that can do it. The law enforcement's down there. Border Patrol's down there. However, it's very thin in that area. Very low populated area. There's only 6 towns in 195 miles or 185 miles. A couple of the sheriff's departments down there said that they wouldn't do anything to help. Well, it sounds to me like they've changed their mind from what we hear. The rumor is that out of 33 counties in New Mexico, that 32 of the counties has voted for.
Dead air.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I don't know if you heard me or not, but our state, the rumor is, and we know a lot of it's true, is out of 33 counties, 32 counties have ruled for sanctuary. The counties are sanctuary Second Amendment counties. So we do have protection. But with that, I'm going to turn this over to Nuclear Warrior.
Thank you, Commander. Evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow patriots. I don't have a tremendous lot of information. I'm going to highlight a little bit more on the GESRA law. And it looks like Q has been on a rampage again today. We're up to number 2839, which means he's been busy today, and I'm going to let the preacher take care of that aspect. But anyway, some review on the GESRA. February 18th, Trump and the UK ended their sanctions on Zimbabwe. And coincidentally, on that same date, the cabal's Federal Reserve, IRS, City of London, Vatican Bank, Central Bank System went down the tubes. They are no more. All the ties have been broken. The next day, on the 19th, Zimbabwe became GESRA compliant, while within another 24 hours, on today, the 20th, 8:30 a.m., Zimbabwe would announce, well, they probably have, that their new monetary policy and the new Zim currency that would open the door for the revaluation and continue on with the reset. Expect big things to start happening. Q has issued an alert for an information waterfall, most of which likely would not be picked up by the mainstream media, though you could look for it in alternative news sources if you like. And that is that's about it for updates on the GESRA stuff. I still keep my finger on the pulse of it. When I see big changes, we'll be sure to let you know. Likewise, if in the course of the evening, if during my review of some of the later stuff that got posted, something of importance pops up, I'll let the commander know, and he can give me the floor back. So, with that, I'm going to hand this back to the commander to further allocate some time.
Thank you, Nuclear Warrior. Like I said, we got a whole lot going on here also, but Reaper, do you want to add some of what's going on?
Well, I know that March 2nd, it was posted on the radio page. March 2nd, there will be a call to arms to do a human wall on the border, and looks like they're trying to do it in all the states on the border. So if anybody's interested, see about contacting the group that's putting that on. I'll see if I can find it. I'm trying to drive in the yard here. I know I posted the link to the Patriot group that's doing it, but it's supposed to be on all border states. This one looks like it's set up for Eagle Pass. So anybody in the Eagle Pass, Texas area, that'll be a good one for you to go to. And it's going to be almost identical to what we did here a few weeks ago. So contact that group and try to get down there and block that border.
Okay, thank you, Reaper. Okay, Little Rebel, you got anything you want to say?
At this time, not too much besides worried about the border, and I don't know if we talked about this, but we also have this now our livestock, our deer are now getting this zombie disease. What's it called? Basically, and the CDC is saying could possibly get this. So I'm thinking, first thing I thought about was, oh gosh, here we go, The Walking Dead. So, I'm going to try to get information all I can on that, because I think everybody needs to be aware. of this, and it coming out of nowhere, really makes me go, So there are several states, Western Pennsylvania's affected, New Mexico, and lots of others. So I'm going to get information and about that, and hopefully update everybody on our next radio show, because that's very alarming to me. And like I said, at the border, they get through, guys. Everybody's sitting there eating, on your computer. There you go, eating your bombs and hoping for you. Before you know it, you're going to have the enemy at your door, and then what? So, you might want to start paying attention to what's going on and get your ass down through the border and help safe. I'm hoping. Yeah, the zombie deer disease, it's called. And it's spreading in the U.S. and it could affect humans. And I knew this, I called that one. But farming, and you can go to the CDC and read about it as well. And Friday, our next radio show, I'm hoping to keep everybody up to date and see. I'm curious. I'm going to follow this and see where it goes. And because I think everybody needs to know about this. So that's about it right now.
Okay, thank you, Little Rebel. And by the way, everybody, we do have our T-shirts that are ready to start ordering for the ones who want the United Constitutional Patriot T-shirts. They are $25. You can order them. All you got to do is let us know and send us a message on the United Constitutional Patriot Group, and we will need an address, the size, the color, and what else do they need, Little Rebel?
I just need to know what size, like I said, the color and address, and I'm working on where they can actually click on it and pay through PayPal. But in the meantime, just let us know, and we'll give you instructions. That's all I need, I guess, the address and the and actually, I'm gonna show the ones that I have made, and let everybody, see what they look like, and if they would like one of those. So.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, Little Rebel. Now you can also catch Little Rebel on her Facebook radio show, which is Kimberly Freed, and she gets wound up. I'm telling you, folks. I wouldn't want to have that woman mad at me because she'd probably shoot me. But I'll tell you what, she's got a hell of a good show. And Little Rebel, I've had several people asking if you're going to still come on our off days and do a show because people are wanting to hear you. They can't find you.
Yes, I will. Yes, I actually was talking to somebody tonight about that to get with and see if he'd be willing to come on with me on the off nights, or at least once of the off nights, because there's an important a message that needs to get out there, and I think between the both of us, I think show. So yes, I plan on doing that. I got to get with Pete, and yeah, I would love to do it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're talking about the border down here. The border is not what they're portraying it. I've made that very clear. And we are still asking for donations. They take care of the men on the border. If you can make a donation, I don't care if it's $1. If you can't make a donation of any kind, your prayers are more than welcome, because we need all the prayers we can get, especially the men down there. Like I said, we had a man killed down there already. I don't want any more killed. There's a lot going on. So if you make a donation, donate to the United Constitutional Patriots page on Facebook. All you got to do is Google it. You got PayPal there. You can send donations, gas cards, Walmart cards, whatever, that help the guys get what they want. You can send these type donations to the United Constitutional Patriots, care of John Horton or Mark Cheney at P.O. Box 1334, Flora Vista, New Mexico, 87415. If you want to be boots on the ground, if you want to join a group that is protecting our country and our state, contact me at 505-334-2492. With that, Viper, okay, Preacher, go ahead.
Commander, I'm not quite ready yet. Stepdaughter's fixing to come in here directly to give Ellen the rest of her meds, and I'm not going to be able to go on voice activated until after she's done. There'll be too much noise in the background.
Okay, no problem.
Commander, I can start on the cues while we're waiting for Chuck to come on board after Viper.
Okay, that'll work. Viper, do you have anything you want to say? Okay, evidently not. So, okay, go ahead, Nuclear Warrior.
Thank you, Commander. Hello again, folks, patriots, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to fill in for Chuck here a little bit and quickly highlight some of the older cues that got posted today and during our show on Monday. 2801, title of this one is Reconcile. Why is every major news network expending resources covering QAnon? Well, he gives you a whole list of mainstream media, and at the bottom he says Reconcile, Q. So you can find this list on the following address. It's https://qmap.pub, page 1. The qmap.pub/page that equals 1. If you leave out that last little bit there, it'll give you the whole site, and you can go to the top at page 1 and do a little looking at some of these alternative sites there. Okay, the next one, 2802, Q asks Anons to track and update the attached timeline. Same thing here. He's telling you to pay attention to the countdown stuff. And if you see things that are omitted in the timeline or things in the timeline that are not accurate, bring it to our attention. We'll get him to Q, and he can either yay or nay on the correction. 2803, monitor placeholders for updates. Look for placeholder updates at /Patriots Fight Indictments, Arrests, and the D-Class. It'll force worldwide coverage. Leaks, bribery, collusion, re the media will force resignations with follow-up of criminal prosecutions. Q. 2804, first placeholders to be activated. The Office of the Inspector General report, one of the first placeholders. D-Class, declassifications, and the release. Facts RE 18, Chapter 18 of the U.S. Code, Title 18 U.S. Code, Chapter 115, Treason, Sedition, and Subversive Activities. I believe that's going to be dealing with McCabe and Rosenstein. So look for that stuff to come down. A Traitor's Justice for former FBI Director James Comey. That's number 2805. He reposts the placeholders from 2804, and he adds at the bottom there, drop puts you on notice, direction to the bunker down, stop talking, or risk being assaulted. A woven elaborate nest will not save or protect you, nor will the Q, nor will the CA further provide you with actionable intelligence. Cold on the outside, Traitor's Justice, Q. And number 2806, meme. Now that Russia collusion is a proven lie, when do the trials for treason begin? And he's got a picture there that shows all of the perpetrators that are very likely already at Gitmo or soon to be on their way. 2810, Patriots in control. Well, let's see. What did I miss here? Oh, 2807, welcome to the real world. A little statement out of a movie called The Matrix. Topic, taxpayer theft, insider versus outsider, retain control versus lose control. Kennedy was an outsider, assassinated in the kill box. Reagan was an outsider, assassination attempt in the kill box. POTUS is an outsider, high in the kill box. How much money, cash, was sent by the Fed to Iraq during the Iraq War? And there's a link to theguardian.com and to Reuters that may highlight some of the monetary figures about that cash. How much money, cash, was confiscated from the Iraq Central Bank? He won't be long, and the preacher will be in here to fill this in for you. Example, not intended for public awareness, and there's a couple of links there. So if you have access to qmap.pub, the website, you can click on these links and it'll take you right to the sources of them. Moving on to 2808, that's a video link. QAnon is 100% coming from the Trump administration. There's a link on YouTube, and it says, "Thank you, Patriot." Q. Number 2809, Trump administration launches global effort to end criminalization of homosexuality. And there's a couple of links there, and he adds, but fake news pushes the narrative that POTUS is, and you can fill in the question mark there if you like, and Wake Up America. Q. Patriots in Control, that's the title of number 2810. There's a link there. Start from the beginning. Small. Sampling of proofs. Patriots in Control. You are the news now. Q. 2811, Survival of the Fittest. The video of the U.S. military power in 2018. And there's a link, a YouTube link there that kind of highlights the military power that we're talking about in the title. And he adds, in control of what? Nothing. That's what. Are you ready, Shill? Survival of the fittest. Q. At 2812, he posts We Are Q, and it's just a picture of, it looks like the inauguration of our current president. And he says We Are Q. And that's the JPEG title. 2813. This is interesting. If you can find on YouTube the September 17 aired issue of 60 Minutes, I think that's on CBS, you might want to watch that because this particular Q addresses it. And it's the interview with McCabe, and he pretty much lays it out on who was guilty and of what. A kind of a big surprise for us patriots, because we were not expecting him to actually on the air prove everything that we have suspected all along about the Mueller report, and not finding anything of any interest towards prosecuting the president. He lays it all out from Rosenstein wearing a wire in secret with a discussion with the president and many other items in there. That's a good watch. Again, that's on the February 17th airing of 60 Minutes, the interview with McCabe. Q number 2814, ODNI and the NSA impede lawmakers' review of Obama admin unmasking requests. They're linked to Twitter there on a post. Discretion must be applied when dealing with matters of national security, sensitive ongoing investigations. Info released to date was necessary in order to refute the fake news narrative and provide the public with a taste of the truth, i.e. future events. Confiscated sources, house that you gain control from is simply one of the many vehicles used by design, controlled at the top. No leaks for this reason. Q. Number 2815 is a repost of 2814. The title of this one, Q points out typo in the previous drop. Insert info between the critical and from in the body there, and he explains that he's on the move. Q. Now, this is the big one here, 2816. We all want to see equal justice under the law is the title. and he goes into quite a lengthy explanation of what's in progress as far as dealing with the transparencies and defining treason, sedition, subversion, conspiracy to commit, etc., etc. There's evil in this world, there's darkness in this world, and there are those in power who wish to control, or that is, enslave you. So, that's pretty lengthy there. Read it carefully and pay attention to all the things in the kill box. That was number 2816. Looks like the preacher is back. I'm going to hand this off to him, starting with Q drop number 2817. You're up, preacher.
Oh, all right. Am I being heard?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I am back now, folks. It took me just a few minutes there because stepdaughter was in to give my wife her meds, and I didn't want to go on voice activated until after that was over because I didn't want a bunch of noise in the background. So that's all been taken care of. Q2817. All right. And a non-post and says country versus county. Okay. And then Q says error made, always on the move. Okay. So he had one of the other posts, he'd either posted county or country and it was an error. So, okay. All right. 2818 is he posted a Q from September the 15th, 2018. And it was a link to a PDF file in CFR, Council on Foreign Relations, so on. And then it says Executive Order 13526, Section 1.7, Classification, Prohibitions, and Limitations. A, in no case shall information be classified, continue to be maintained as classified, or fail to be declassified in order to 1. Conceal violations of law, inefficiency, or administrative error. 2. Prevent embarrassment to a person, organization, or agency. 3. Restrain competition. Or 4. Prevent or delay the release of information that does not require protection in the interest of the national security. Q. So basically, Q is laying a little groundwork here in these most recent Qs to show that, hey, folks, it's about to come down. FISA brings down the House, etc., etc., etc. It's all about to be released. Okay. In fact, Q, in one of the previous Qs, indicated that FISA and more is going to be released. So, Q2819. This is from the White House Office of the Press Secretary for immediate release, September 17, 2018, statement of the Press Secretary. At the request of a number of committees of Congress and for reasons of transparency, the President has directed the Office of Director of National Intelligence. Now that's Dan Coach. We've been hearing a little bit about him lately. Okay. And the Department of Justice, including the FBI, to provide for the immediate declassification of the following materials. 1, pages 10 through 12 and 17 through 34 of the June 2017 application to the FISA court in the matter of Carter W. Page. 2, all FBI reports, interviews with Bruce G. Orr prepared in connection with the Russia investigation. And 3, all FBI reports of interviews prepared in connection with all Carter Page FISA applications. In addition, President Donald J. Trump has directed the Department of Justice, including the FBI, to publicly release all text messages relating to the Russia investigations without redaction of James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and Bruce Orr. Okay. Then there is 2 tweets from Donald Trump, President Trump, and he said, okay, I have met with the DOJ concerning the declassification of various unredacted documents. They agreed to release them, but stated that so doing may have a perceived negative impact on the Russia probe. Also, key allies called to ask not to release. Therefore, the Inspector General has been asked to review these documents on an expedited basis. I believe he will move quickly on this and hopefully other things he will be looking at. In the end, I can always declassify if it proves necessary. Speed is very important to me and everyone. And Q then adds to that, he says, review time, Q. So that means since we've got our new Attorney General, this whole thing is under review and about to be declassified and released. Okay, now, 2820, Q2820, and it starts with another Donald Trump tweet, President Trump tweet, which was tweeted on 20 May 2018. He says, I hereby demand, and will do so officially tomorrow, that the Department of Justice look into whether or not the FBI, DOJ infiltrated or surveilled the Trump campaign for political purposes, and if any such demands or requests were made by people within the Obama administration. And there's another image that basically says, I hereby demand, another President Trump tweet, I hereby demand a second investigation after Schumer of Pelosi and her close ties to Russia and lying about it. And Q once again says, review time. So it's all being reviewed right now prior to being released. Okay? It is coming, folks. I know we've been telling you that for some time, but it is coming. Okay. 2821, there was an on that posted about having that the Anons and all that Q people were all his family, because most of his are gone, and he just had to say goodbye to a beloved dog and all this. And Q posted and said, thoughts and prayers, may you be comforted by the outpouring of love surrounding you, Q. Okay, Q2822 is an image. It's actually a cartoon drawn by a fellow by the name of Ben Garrison, who is a political cartoonist, but he's a conservative. And it's called Gulliver's President. Now, if you've ever read Gulliver's Travels, you know all the Lilliputians, the small people, had Gulliver tied down. Well, they've got in the picture, in the cartoon, they've got the president tied down, and he's breaking the ties and reaching up and pushing the emergency button. And right at the top where it says emergency, right above that, is a blue light whirling around, and it's got a Q on it. So, all right. And in Q2823, the non-post and says, he, that is Ben Garrison, needs to be invited to the White House, and Q says all he needs to do is ask, Q. Okay. In Q2824, he shows a close-up of the image of the emergency button, and you can see the Q up there on the cover of the blue light. So it says, and he says, and such a lovely Q, too. So, okay, Q2825 is a Twitter post that says watching NCIS New Orleans They are talking about Q, okay? And Q says, there's also another, okay, and Q says, filters picking up many references tonight. Desperate to sway opinion, Q, okay? And then Q2826 is a video posted by an anon, had to do with the same thing, NCIS New Orleans, and gives the link to that. And then Q says, when their attempts to silence through print fail, they must now include in TV video. Then there's a link to a YouTube, and then he says, why put so much attention into a so-called conspiracy? Why is it critically important for them to change your opinion or prevent you from opening your mind? Q. All right, Q2827 is it's a post from the Q map. It's an anon, I think, posted and said Dan Coates out forced soon. This was Q posted it earlier. Source equal Trump friend Chris Ruddy. And Q says, interesting, this leaked already. And he includes a couple more Twitter posted and says, do you think nobody's paying attention to the drops? Q. Q2828. Okay, we have a Twitter status from the president who said, it was posted this morning, I guess it was, 4:20 a.m., and the president said the press has never been more dishonest than it is today. Stories are written that have absolutely no basis in fact. The writers don't even call asking for verification. They are totally out of control. Sadly, I kept many of them in business. In 6 years, they all go bust. Okay. Now, I personally hope it's sooner than that, Mr. President. And Q says stories are written that have absolutely no basis in fact. Facts matter. Q. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Q2829 shows a photograph of a lady named, I guess her name is Haberman. She's on the list of those folks that are not so good. And then it says, this was an anon that posted, it said, didn't see Dan Coates in the mainstream media these last couple of days, meaning there is no logical reason for them to post outside of being high to Q drops. P.S. Did Haberman stay on the train? Okay. Q2830 is a image. It's a photograph of President Ronald Reagan, former President Ronald Reagan, and his saying when he said, when you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. And Q then repeats that quote and says, Q. All right, then Q2831 is an article, a news article, an image of a news article. Trump reportedly growing tired of Coates. Job on the line, question mark. And there's a Twitter status, and then Q says, what a coincidence, Q. All right. Q2832, Q simply posts and says, we are the news now, Q. Okay. Q2833 is a Twitter status that says, this is from a fellow by the name of John Solomon. All right. And he says, a third dossier, the family secret Bruce Orr told Rosenstein about the Russia case. Okay. And let's see, that's the only thing Q posted in that one. Q2834, another Q status. This one from Sarah Carter. It says, breaking, read here. about or how former FBI lawyer James Baker originally believed that Hillary Clinton should be charged. Okay, and it's a article from SarahACarter.com. Former lawyer James Baker originally believed Hillary Clinton should be charged. Okay, interesting. All right, and then Q2835 starts with an image of another President Trump tweet from this morning. And the commander told you about how they've begun to build the wall. And this Q post has a small video clip, 22-second video clip, showing them actually building the wall in New Mexico. And the president says, we have just built this powerful wall in New Mexico, completed on January the 30th, 2019, 47 days ahead of schedule, many miles more now under construction. Okay, and Q says, Red Castle? Where have you seen that before? There's a red castle on the image or on the picture, on the video, in the corner of the picture. He says, Red Castle, where have you seen that before? Q. Okay, and then Q2836 is a repeat of the tweet where they tweeted the Red Castle, where it said Red Castle, Green Castle, stage _5x5. Well, the Red Castle, the Army Corps of Engineers, happens to be based in a town or a city called Green Castle, which is right here in the state of Indiana. Okay, where I'm at. Okay. And then it shows another image, says U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, shows a big red castle and a number, I guess, of the command, the chain of command there for the Army Corps of Engineers. And it says, we build stuff for national defense. Beautiful video. Okay, and Q says, what an amazing coincidence. All right. And Q2837, we're getting there, folks. Q2837 is another Twitter, but we're going to read this one right quick because this is from Adam Schiff. Okay, and of course we know he's going to say something stupid, but he says Dan Coats has been doing an outstanding job as Director of National Intelligence. He speaks truth to power and gives policymakers the best intelligence possible. He is loyal to the country and Constitution, and that is as it should be. Well, if Adam Schiff is saying that, it's obviously not true. And there's another post there from a Shane Harris who says, Trump has said his intelligence director is not lawyer. Now U.S. officials think the president will fire him. Okay, so, all right, and then, let's see. Q says, we really started something, didn't we? Well, now we know he's a bad apple. Fly, Coats, fly. Q. Q2838 is a, let's see, special counsel conclusion announcement. It's an article on that. And the special counsel, Mueller, is about to end his investigation. And Q says, right after Barr installed, what a coincidence. News moving fast, Q. And last but not least, Q2839, it says, Q says Mueller must deliver report to DOJ prior to Office of Inspector General releasing next installment. You will understand why in the coming weeks. Q. Okay. So that is all the Qs. And one other thing that I wanted to mention before I turn it back over to the commander is this. I encourage everybody listening to the sound of my voice to, at some point in time, specifically after our show is over this evening, but at some point in time, visit YouTube and look up. I've got a couple of videos posted in here, but look up a video by, hold on. by the Citizens Investigative Report. That's KDG. And the title of the video is "The Declassification of All Requested Documents plus More Will Occur." That's the name of the video. You need to watch that video. It's Citizens Investigative Report with KDG. Watch that video and you're going to see what I'm fixing to talk about right here, because they talk about what actually happened, I guess, this past Sunday night on 60 Minutes when Scott Kelly, I guess is his name, interviewed McCabe on 60 Minutes. Now, you know what this guy's thinking, this news media guy's thinking. He's thinking, hey, I'm going to be interviewing McCabe, the former FBI guy. I'm going to get the juicy stuff. We're going to break some news here. We're going to get this president. He's thinking Pulitzer Prize. He's thinking he's going to pull a journalistic coup. But if you watch the video that I just suggested and listen to the gentleman that's speaking on there, on a video that she plays, you'll find out that what they actually wound up doing, ladies and gentlemen, is they actually wound up exposing the entire coup, pretty much, against President Trump by the FBI, the DOJ, the so on and so forth. They actually exposed the coup right there on 60 Minutes, nationwide television, for everybody to see. Q has said in the past these people are stupid, and they evidently are, because they just shot themselves in the foot one time. They exposed, once again, one more time, and they've exposed themselves. And now, what's fixing to come? OIG report, FISA brings down the House. It's all fixing to come down, folks. Get your popcorn ready. Back to you, Commander.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Chuck. Folks, here's some more news that I was waiting for one of them to bring out, but since they didn't, I will. It's big, huge news. My team do a lot of intel work. They search everything you can think of to vet and prove that everything that we say on this radio show, so you know you're getting true news. Well, we got a shock. In fact, we even sent it to our county sheriff here, Shane Ferrari. Our illustrious governor was funded by George Soros. And my team found it last night, called me late at night, and we sent it right straight to Shane. Shane said, make this go viral. He said, share this. And that was very good work on She-Wolf and Little Rebel, I believe. Or maybe it was Doc Robinson. I can't remember which one. But anyway, they worked together on it. And that is another thing that really gets me, because she was funded by George Soros. We have the paperwork to prove it. So that's just one other thing. But does anybody else have anything they want to say? Okay. No, go ahead, Nuclear Warrior.
Well, I was going to just going to mention that convicted Mexican cartel leader El Chapo has named names of politicians with whom he has given millions, to include Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, and Adam Schiff, and others. This all came out when he was giving his testimony, answering the charges in a federal court. And when he started releasing names, they shut him down right there on the spot, ushered all the media out of the courtroom, and locked the door. So he spilled a whole bunch of beans, and we may see some of the repercussions from that coming down the pipe here very soon as well. Also, George Soros and Barack Obama were said to be residing at Gitmo, and to save their own skin were exposing major cabal leaders, including Pope Francis, who was believed to run an international child sex trafficking ring, the Satanic Ninth Circle Child Sacrifice Cult. Now, there's a piece of tidbit that a lot of us Roman Catholics are not real happy to hear about. But when you're guilty, we say you're guilty. More stuff to come as I get further deeply embedded into this reset and the RV, etc. Commander, feel free to add somebody else to the talk list if you like.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have anything they want to say? Okay, well, before I do the closing remarks, I will have Chuck do our closing prayer. And I want to thank all of our listeners tonight. And like I said, if you have any questions, I'll answer them the best way I can. But so far tonight, we haven't had anybody asking any questions. So, okay, go ahead, preacher.
All right, sir. And I would just like to say, as head of intelligence for the United Constitutional Patriots nationwide, that I too am very proud of my intelligence team here. They do excellent work, and they're doing me proud. So I'm proud of what they've produced so far. Anyway, if you'll bow with me, Lord Jesus, we come before you right now. At the end of another program, to thank you, Lord, for this another opportunity that we've had to come here and do this great work. We ask you, Lord, that you would bless this team here that does this work each and every day. Bless us with the strength to continue to do it, because we know how important it is, you know, as we are seeking to save our country, our Constitution, our freedom, and protect our good president. We ask, Lord, to watch over those that we do have boots on the ground down there at the border right now that are keeping watch for us. We ask you to keep them safe. We also pray, Lord, that you will work in this situation that we're trying to work in right now, and that you will help us to get this message out of how bad help is needed at that border. We ask, Lord, to move in this situation, move on the hearts of men and women, veterans, okay, who know how to do this kind of thing and how to defend freedom, who've been there before. Move on them again and give them the courage and the strength to get up out of the chair, lock and load, and join us at the border and help us defend our country from this invasion. We ask you, Lord, to move on other hearts, to help with donations, to help with supplies, provisions that these men are going to be needing down there. We again thank you, Lord, for this great team that we put together. We thank you for our commander. And we ask you, Lord, to continue to lay your hand upon him and strengthen him and give him healing in his body where he needs it. For since they all returned from their last excursion to the border, he has been trying to get his rest and recuperate and be able to be back in here with us as much as he normally is. So we pray for him. We ask you to strengthen him. We thank you, Lord, for our great listeners who come here each and every night that we're on to listen to this program and to encourage us and to do everything that they do to help us to make this whole operation work. We appreciate it very much, and we're very thankful for it. We ask you, Lord, to continue your loving watch care over all of us, over our country, over our president, his family, and all those working together with him to the betterment of our country and the defeat of the deep state. We know this is your agenda at work. We ask you, Lord, to continue to thwart the plans, the schemes, and the works of the wicked one against them and against us, and continue to remove the wicked and the corrupt from our government so that your agenda might continue to go through. And we ask you right now that you would continue with us throughout this night, into the coming days, continue to guide us, guard us, and direct us, and draw us ever closer to one another and ever closer to thee. For we do ask it all in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen and amen.
Amen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being with us tonight. Like I said, I've been really discouraged because I don't understand how people that claim to be patriots claim that they would have our back no matter what when the rubber met the road. Well, I'm afraid the rubber's met the road and it's burning. We need your help. We need you here now. You told us no matter what, we can depend on you. And you know, I understand there's people that do have jobs. There's a lot of the veterans that are out of work, but they have everything they need to come down here and help us. I know that we have been called many times over the years where somebody was having trouble, in trouble with where their constitutional rights would be violated. I sent teams out that stood bodyguard on them, stood down sheriff's departments, stood down law enforcement to protect these first people's rights where their constitutional rights have been violated. We've been there for you, and we'll be there for anybody that is having their rights violated. When they need security or something, we do send it, and we will help. We don't ask to be paid for this. We do it because we are constitutionalists. We believe in our country. We believe in what's right, and we believe in protecting each and every one of every citizen in the United States, their constitutional rights. If someone don't stand up for you, nobody will. And we're there. We have a history of it. This is what you got to think about. This time, it's not just protecting the constitutional rights of the American people, it's protecting your freedom, protecting your lives. It might be aunts, uncles, cousins. Just say, well, they're in New Mexico, they ain't going to come this far. And tell you something, folks, when they come across that border, they go to all points of the United States. That's why our country's in the mess it's in, because they've already been there. We need to stop them. We need to stop this child trafficking. We need to save these kids that are not only being brought across for child trafficking, but child sacrifices. This is not a good deal. And this is what we are trying to stop. We're trying to stop the people that are invading our country from coming in and making our country like it is in Syria, Iraq, Iran, in Africa. They want to kill the Christians. If you don't agree with their agenda, they want to kill you, and chances are they're going to kill you anyway because they want to eliminate as many lives as they can to bring the population down so they have total control of the people. That's what this is about. And we need to stop it. Without your help, we can't stop it on the border. But with your help, we can stop them at the border and possibly save your loved ones in your communities. That's what this is about. So, Pete, you wanted to say something? Okay, hang on a minute.
I can probably answer that second one.
Okay, well, I apologize. I didn't say it. Okay. Trumpster, Broadway, why does the United Constitutional Patriots go to the Democratic Convention every year? So we have never been to the Democratic Convention in our lives, ever.
That's not what he's asking. He's asking, why does the United Constitution Party go to Democratic Convention every year? And then he asks, does the United Constitution Party believe in separation of church and state, or rather this is to ensure no religion rules America? I can probably answer that for him.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. First of all, I have no idea why they go to the Democratic National Convention unless they've just got them under surveillance so that they know exactly what, where the Democrats are coming from or whatever. As far as the separation of church and state, simple fact of the matter is the First Amendment to the Constitution says that Congress shall make no law regarding the establishment of religion or the free exercise thereof. Now, in other words, what that means is that the Congress will not pass a law creating a national church like they did in England. That's what the first settlers that came over here, the people that, founded the United States, that's what they didn't want. They didn't want a national religion, a national church that everybody had to be a member of if they wanted to be a member of a church. They wanted to have freedom of religion. So it was established in the First Amendment that that Congress would not be able to pass a law to create a national church. Second of all, or the free exercise thereof. That means Congress cannot pass laws that interfere with the free exercise thereof. And one of the free exercises thereof is getting involved in political matters, which the churches in this country should have been involved in a long time ago, but they remained silent because of 501c3. And one of those situations was when they took Bible reading and prayer out of the schools back in 62 or 63. And the other one was when they took, was when Roe versus Wade happened and abortion became legal in 73. Churches remained silent. Okay, the First Amendment to the Constitution was not written to keep the church out of government. It was written to keep the government out of the churches, period. Where they came up with this idea of separation of church and state was from a letter that was written by Thomas Jefferson to, I can't remember who it was he wrote the letter to, but he spoke of separation of church and state in the same manner that I am, that the state was to stay out of the churches, not the other way around. So, but again, our enemies in government, the deep state, they try to twist things to get their way. But, so that's your answer on separation of church and state.
Okay, thank you, preacher. Bob. I've never seen you in there before. Welcome to the United Constitutional Patriots, Bob Trumpster, and I hope you join us again. A lot of times the ones that have more knowledge of this is my staff. I've got so many things that I am doing as the national commander. I'm dealing with the state of New Mexico. I'm dealing with the border. I'm dealing with other, like we have Troy down in Mexico, in the country of Mexico, who was actually down there fighting with trying the safety.
Whoop! We dropped the ball.
Okay, preacher, you're stuck on. Okay, but anyway, Troy will be our guest Friday. He's going to give you an update of the mess that's down in Mexico. That's the exact same mess that's down there. It's what's headed this direction. Same people will be trying to do the same thing. And folks, you need to join in next Friday. You will not believe what Troy told me today on the phone. I didn't believe it, but I know it's true. It's hard to believe this is going on in our own country. This is where we all got to turn to God. This is where we all got to be able to stand up and be an American. Trumpster, Bob, correct and on target. Thank you, sir. Okay, you're welcome. You're right on target, Chuck. Appreciate the response. That's what we're about. We're not just here to talk to you, but we're here to answer your questions. If you got something you need to say, we want to hear it. You know, I've always said the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. And I've told my men and women that serve with United Constitutional Patriots the same thing. In our training, whatever we're doing, if you got a question, ask it. Because that same question might be on the minds of 10, 15 other people. And that one might be maybe sound like a stupid question to you, but at the same time, that might be the answer of a question that could save your life. And this is what we're out for. We're trying to save the lives of American people. So, if you can donate, if you can't donate, your prayers, please. If you can donate even $1 to the United Constitutional Patriots on our United Constitutional Patriots PayPal on Facebook, please do. If you want to send donations of anything from freeze-dried foods to blankets to tents to anything you may have that you think the men could use on the border, because they are on the border living in tents, watching that border around the clock. If you can send anything, all you got to do is send it to United Constitutional Patriots, care of John Horton or Mark Cheney, Cheney, Post Office Box 1334, Flora Vista, New Mexico, 87415. And right now they do need blankets and stuff. It is really cold out. We are in heavy snowstorms here. South of us, they're getting below normal weather down there. Cold, really cold at night, but warm in the day. So if you can help in any way, it's be highly appreciated. We need binoculars. We need flashlight batteries. We need flashlights. So many things. There's a list of what we need in the United Constitutional Patriots. So this is, another strong showing for Second Amendment supporters in Valencia County tonight. That's New Mexico. Everybody is going against the governor here, all the sheriffs. And I know that they'll stand shoulder to shoulder with us. But when all this comes down, folks, they're going to have their hands full, along with everybody else. I want to thank the listeners tonight and wish you all the luck in the world. And you're all in our prayers, regardless, no matter who it is. I want to thank the men in blue, the law enforcement, for what they do. They put their lives on the line every time they put a badge on and walk out the door. I want to thank them for what they do, because if there's a wreck, you're stranded on that road, first one to show up to help you is a police officer, usually. Then you got your first responders. Thank them. But ladies and gentlemen, thank our soldiers that are fighting on our borders as well as other places in the world. They're fighting to keep America free. They're fighting to keep things that's trying to get into our country out of our country. Keep the American flag flying. Old Glory's been there ever since we started this. And Old Glory's going to be here another 200 years if I got anything to do about it, or anything, any of the United Constitutional Patriots and other patriots and other groups across the country. We're not the only group that's out there, and I understand that. But we're the only group that is the sole protection of one state with a wide open border with no fences, but the fences are being built. So with that, I'm asking you to support what we do. Support the president. Stand with him. It's a mess in Washington. He has a lot of wrongs to undo and make America better. I mean, I see the stock market today. It's up there again. I mean, how can anybody doubt what this person is doing? The President of the United States is there for you. Be there for him too. Because if you can't stand for America, you can't stand for nothing. And that's my honest opinion of it. We'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I ask everybody to share this show and keep sharing it, make it go viral. Let's reach out. Let the people get the true news of what's going on. Let them get the cues. Let them hear themselves what this is really going on in America and how much trouble we're in and how we can fix it. Because if anybody's got any suggestions, we're willing to listen. If anything is feasible, we're willing to try. I'm not just reaching out to my team and my staff. They work their tail end off. But if you see something isn't right, let us know. Call me, 505-334-2492. Call us, say, hey, this is what's going on. I will get the word immediately to the team. And from there, all hell will break loose because we do not let nothing go unseen or heard. Okay, I just now got from Trish Reagan, New Mexico Shooting Sports Association, another strong showing for the Second Amendment supporters. Okay, and then he just put a video up. At least 25 gang members discovered hiding among caravan in Mexico. This is what I'm talking about, MS-13, folks. This is on Fox News. So this is just some of the things we've been talking about. But with that, I'm going to wish you all a good evening. God bless you. God bless America. God bless our president. And thank you for all the donations and everything that have come in from our friends. And I want to say hi to all my friends again. I didn't have time tonight. We had a lot to cover. But we will be back again Friday. And remember, we will have a special guest, boots on the ground inside of Mexico. One of our men that is actually fighting in Mexico with some of our people in Mexico that are putting their lives on the line, trying to keep America free by eliminating the trouble in Mexico. God bless you. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining the United Constitutional Patriots Radio Show. Our next show will be Friday, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'd like to thank all the Patriots for tuning in, and God bless all you Patriots, and have a great night.